What's up, guys? Boy Benny. Part of the reason why we love this community so very much and why it's such a fast-growing, powerful community is because we've never lied to you. We put in the work, we tell you the truth, and we do our very best to inform, right? To tell you, like, yes, we have friends in the Trump campaign. Yes, sometimes Donald Trump shares our content like he did a few days ago. Sometimes we get some inside information, and we do our very best to straight up just say it on the live, do the content, let you know what's happening, what's coming next. All right, it's our obligation. You used to call that news reporting, right? It's like our obligation to tell you what's up. And we have, again, never lied to you. So here's the truth. I don't have Donald Trump's cell phone number, okay? But we do know some people really close to Donald Trump's orbit. And we talk with those people, and we're very friendly with them, and we get a lot of good people on the show. Alina Habba, Trump lawyers, things like that. Don Jr., Eric Trump. They all come on the show. Laura Trump comes on the show, and it's great, okay? So we try our best to ask questions and give you the honest information. I say all that to say this, all right? Donald Trump shared this image. Is Donald Trump's vice president on this stage? This is an image that Trump shared showing him standing on stage with a bunch of big-time political names, right? Vivek Ramaswamy's back there. You all know we're close with Vivek. Tim Scott, Mike Johnson's there, Mike Lee is there, Doug Burgum, J.D. Vance, and so on, okay? Big time, good political names. Byron Donald's over there. Trump shared this, and it always begs a question for us. It's like, okay, you know, we give phone calls to certain people, like, what, is that VP on stage, right? Like, is Trump just trolling all of us? Tell us! Now, here's what we heard. We heard this from, that the list is narrowing, but that Donald Trump is going to make the decision in Trump time, and Donald Trump is going to make his VP decision based on energy. It's going to happen in July, June or July, and it's going to be based on a sort of a rotation of people going on TV, giving speeches on his behalf, doing shows like ours, and you'll get sort of an apprentice with the VP. And that energy is going to really matter to Donald Trump. And that's why Donald Trump actually shared our post on Truth Social. Now, again, I say all that to bring you back in time 2 months ago when Donald Trump sat in a live studio audience and Laura Ingraham went down the list of people that are potential VP running mates for him. And there's one name that got more applause than any other, which was very interesting. Have a listen.
Been asked who they think would be a good choice, and various names came up. One of them was, of course, Vivek Ramaswamy. He's made a big splash. Ron DeSantis, who's making an appearance today in South Carolina, we just found out. Obviously, Tim Scott, Byron Donalds, and a big presence here for Tulsi Gabbard. Very interesting. And Kristi Noem as well, I should say. Right. Are they all on your short list? And when can we expect that you will announce your choice?
The one thing that always surprises.
So listen to this. And Donald Trump goes on to demur. This has been Donald Trump's obvious strategy here. He just says, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're not going to be too surprised. Don't worry about it. Donald Trump's strategy has been to demur here, but listen to what the crowd did when they said
and Kristi Noem as well, I should say.
Right? Tulsi Gabbard.
Are they all Tulsi Gabbard? Very interesting.
Actually, the biggest applause line was Tulsi Gabbard? Yeah. This was written up at the time that Donald Trump is considering Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard's a friend of our show. And is somebody who we've had some really long discussions with, actually, backstage at certain events. Tulsi Gabbard is somebody who's rejected the VP offer from RFK. She was a Democrat. She's since renounced her Democrat Party affiliation, says she's an independent. And she's been doing a lot of very interesting media tours, including going on Piers Morgan this week and saying she would be honored to be Donald Trump's VP. It's really interesting stuff. What do you think about Tulsi Gabbard as a VP? The Donald Trump, you can see on Donald Trump's expression, how he like shrugs his, how he's like, wow, interesting, when everybody applauds for Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard's been going to Mar-a-Lago a lot, various reports, and also hosting fundraisers at Mar-a-Lago. Could this really be in the cards? Donald Trump saying in that Laura Ingraham clip, yes, all those people are on the list. Okay, well, let's have a listen.
As many people would like you to be, you end up being vice president to President Trump. I mean, first of all, would you accept the job if you were offered it?
I would. I'd be honored to serve my country in that way. There's so many challenges that we're facing here at home, domestic policies and domestic issues. There are obviously many challenges in the foreign policy front. When you look at conflicts and wars or proxy wars, new Cold Wars that are being escalated and waged in different regions in the world, multiple regions of the world. We're on the brink of World War III and never been closer to the possibility of a nuclear war. With Putin just talking yesterday or the day before about his planning drills for the use of tactical nuclear weapons. We are facing a serious crisis on so many fronts. I'd be honored to be in a position to start to tackle these challenges and to get our country back on track and take the experience that I have, Piers, of having worked in Washington for so long, of understanding not only how the system is supposed to work, but understanding how both on the political front, from a politician and elected leader standpoint, but also when you look in our bureaucracies and kind of the administrative state, how laws are essentially being passed through administrative rules instead of going through our legislative process as they are supposed to. It's going to take people with courage and a backbone and experience to be able to go in and actually start to fix things and get us back to where we need to be.
I'll tell you honestly, but Tulsi Gabbard is not my favorite for VP. I think they're really good names on the list. I've been pretty honest about the reporting, and if the reporting is correct, that Trump has 4 finalists, and those finalists are Doug Burgum, Tim Scott, JD Vance, and Marco Rubio. Like where I think the smartest pick would be, given that. Would Tulsi Gabbard be a smart pick? Yeah, I think she'd be a great pick. We're friendly with Tulsi. We've done interviews together, conversations together. There's a lot of media out here. Tulsi Gabbard to headline fundraiser at Mar-a-Lago. What does that mean? Tulsi Gabbard could be Trump's unusual pick for VP, a unity ticket. When Democrats can't even unify their own party, a unity ticket. Would it be smart? I mean, it's enraging Media Matters, so that's a good thing. Well, that's a positive. That's a net positive. Media Matters losing their minds. Fox News continues to campaign for Tulsi Gabbard running as Trump's VP. I don't know. I'll tell you this. I would pay money for one ticket. One ticket on earth. One ticket. I would pay money to that VP debate. Because the VP debate would be a matchup of Tulsi Gabbard versus Kamala Harris again, and this is what happened last time.
Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response.
Should have been career
As
role.
the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work.
Gypsy curses. She speaks in gypsy curses. Tim Dillon said it. It's so true. Every time I hear her talk, it's like, I did the work as the elected. Tulsi Gabbard's doing a lot of media, man. Making a lot of points. Doing Lex Friedman. Talking about Biden, just dunking on Biden, going to savage mode. Our government does not exist without the consent of the governed. The message I carry everywhere across this country changes only when we take action. Tulsi Gabbard explaining the dirt inside of the political realm, going in hard against the Clintons, going in hard against the Uniparty. This is the one that I think is very interesting. Tulsi Gabbard sounds the alarm on what will happen if Democrat elites win the 2024 election. This is the clip that I said, well, even if she's not VP, she should go on the trail with Donald Trump. She should be welcomed as a surrogate for Donald Trump, like on the trail. You know, like, yeah, I get it. She was a Democrat member of Congress. She ran against Joe Biden as a Democrat. She ended Kamala Harris's political career. And this is the kind of message that does actually unify 70 to 80% of the country. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Is it an endorsement for Tulsi Gabbard as vice president? I would absolutely not be upset if Tulsi Gabbard was vice president. I'd have to see the numbers on it, right? I'd have to see the crosstabs. But I can tell you this message is dead on what Democrats will do in 2024. Let's go.
It is that that hatred of what they view America to be, an actual hatred, and this desire to rebuild it in something that they view as a utopia in their minds, which leads to the deepest problem of all, which is whether they realize it or not, they think they're God. And that they have they know better for everyone else than we know for ourselves.
Did you? So you ran into that a lot when you were...
absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, like, you don't run around and hear people say like, I am God most of the time.
But we have to change these people.
But you look at their actions and like, yes, well, they don't know what's best for them. So we have to make decisions for them. We can't allow them the freedom to make the quote unquote wrong choice, because they will hurt not only themselves, but they'll destroy democracy. So we're going to take away the freedom that exists in this democracy, and we'll make the decision for them, which is what we're seeing play out right here and right now. But also right alongside that is, as I was mentioning, like who's the power that these people are afraid of, because they are afraid of losing power. These politicians are afraid of losing power, and yes. I am sounding the alarm on how the Democrat elite specifically are doing all they can to undermine our fundamental freedoms, which is really what this election is all about. That is what is at stake in this election.
Correct.
Because if they're allowed to stay in power, there should be no doubt in anyone's mind. Whatever you think about any candidate, I don't care who. And this is whether it's Biden or whoever. If it's not Biden, it may be Kamala Harris, whoever it is, they're all the same. They have the same objectives. If they're allowed to stay in power, they will run around this country saying, the voters gave us a mandate to continue the work that we are doing,
that's so true.
Which will escalate this spiral towards a more oppressed, less free, less safe, less secure
also insane
society.
Idea.